Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Salomon Sight. This board features Salomon's cross profile, which is camber dominant cam rocker. So camber through the middle with rocker in the tip and the tail. That's going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber, but you're going to get that ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker, as well as more optimal powder float and just a better platform for pressing and buttering on. This board is available in 147, 150, 153, 156, 159, 158 wide, 162 wide, 166 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny bluebird day with sustained winds. You had chop, chunder, ice, and perfect hero snow on the groomers. I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Overall, this board comes in just below a middle of the road all mountain freestyle flex, which is to be expected because it's a beginner board. What you do get is more play in the tip and the tail that's accentuated by those rocker zones, and then you got a stiffer section through the middle where that camber is with an abundance of torsional flex. For the most part, this board is stable through that camber section, so from insert pack to insert pack, but it's going to be chattery out in the tips. You're going to feel vibrations reverberating back underneath. When you're on edge, that cork in the sidewall actually does dampen, so that's nice. You're going to notice that that takes out some of those vibrations that can cause you to kick out when you're on edge, but by and large, it's still a lively board. It just is a little more damp between the feet. So this camber profile is really easy to engage when you want to get it to a pop, just because of that abundance of rocker in the nose and the tail. You load that camber section and it creates like a little springboard off the tail. Now when you do roll back, you can cause it to fold, which will dissipate some of that pop. Pretty much if you're a beginner, you're probably not going to have this issue, but if you know what you're doing, you'll start to realize what's happening there. It's not the snappiest deck out there, but it's more than enough to learn how to hit your first side hit, pop off a roller, you know, jump over a family of fat skiers that fell in front of you, stuff like that. When it comes to jumps, small and medium, that's really where you want to go with it. Just this board is not designed for anything bigger. It's too soft. It's going to wash out on the landing. It pops okay off the lip. It's nothing mind-blowing. It gets the job done and you're more or less happy with what it is. When it comes to buttering, this is where this board shines. You've got that rocker in the nose and the tail with that camber section. It's easy to get your weight out over the nose or the tail. It's going to lock into that press and it holds it. When you go sideways, it never feels hooky. It just feels like you're holding it. You can basically manipulate this board into whatever direction you want when you're buttering. And when it comes to jibbing, it locks into presses. It holds, but it still has just enough rebound when you hit the end of the feature. If you're in a nose or a tail press, you're going to be able to pop off and go on your way. And if there's one of those ruts in the landing that looks like the size of a Volkswagen Bug, you're going to be able to pop over it with it. When you go sideways, this board does have more of a cradle around the rail. It doesn't clap out fully, but you're going to expect a lot more give. It just really bends around it, but it can handle it, and you're going to be able to pop off the end and continue on your way. For as soft as this board is, it actually carves and holds an edge really well. It's got a very quick and nimble edge-to-edge power transmission. You notice that? And when you are on edge, you can steer it more underfoot. It just grips and it feels locked in. If you know what you're doing, you're going to be able to lay this board over and rip a deep, hard Euro carve. But if you don't, it's still going to lock in on edge and let you carve. Short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves are really its strong suit. Yes, it can handle a deep, aggressive carve, but you got to understand that there are limitations on it. So to a point, you'll be able to do a deep, hard carve. Overall, for what it is, it carves exceptionally well. It'd be a good progressing board for someone that's going from beginner to low to mid-intermediate. Who's this board for? The progressing rider that wants a board that can do it all. Here's the thing. I've ridden the Sight in the past and they overhauled it for this year and it rides better. And it's good for what it is. Is it mind-blowing? No, but it's good. And for someone that's starting out, that's going to progress relatively fast, I wouldn't worry about getting on this board. It's not going to hold you back. You're going to be able to just do what you need to do with it. It's well balanced. It was just a fun ride for someone like me that's been riding for 25 years to be able to get on and go, hey, this actually isn't that bad. Comparable boards, the Ride Agenda, the Rome Mechanic, the Capita Pathfinder. Binding recommendations, the Salomon Rhythm, the Rome Vice, the Ride C4. This has been my review of the Salomon Sight. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.